Fighters, I'm coming back at you with another Friday weekly wrap up. But I'm going to do something a little different today. It's going to be more like a Manic Monday, where I just go on a little rant about a specific topic. But like I said, man, I'm back from vacation here, trying to like catch up on work and do some different stuff. So I was thinking about some topics for today's video, and I did just post a thing about this event I saw happen the other day about an Oklahoma man getting gunned down and killed because he didn't cut his grass. And definitely stay tuned for that one. There's definitely going to be a breakdown video of that. I've been thinking for a while about doing a video topic on, police force and tyrannical government and laws and all that stuff, which I've covered, plenty of times before. I think I did a video, Monopoly on Violence, and a few different videos covering that topic, but I definitely wanted to go back over it again and do a deeper dive in on that. But mainly the topic today is something that has been talked about previously. I've talked about, I've been going through it with my grandma and, dealing with her. And a lot of people in my comment section, can relate to that. A lot of us can relate to that. Dealing with, an elderly, your grandparents, or maybe even your parents, your mom, your dad, someone within the family, or a caretaker or something like that. And we were just talking about medical bills and just the craziness of the system. And if you've dealt with it, and that's what I'm saying, people in my comments were like, oh, yeah, trying to deal with these insurance companies and the paperwork and the whole scam of the whole system in general. Yeah, I'm not even sure if we talked about insurance company, like car insurance or whatnot, but you know, pretty much all of it. I think I talked about during a storm one time. We had a tree go down and take out a fence and all that. And, the insurance is always there to take your money and all that. And then you call them up and your plan doesn't cover that. Or we don't, cover things like that. Same with the cars and everything else. Nobody covers anything, essentially. You're just paying these people for God knows what. But the main part I wanted to touch on that I've been, telling close friends and stuff like that too, was just they are going to steal everything from you. So you might as well just spend it and, figure it out now. I have a few friends that their parents are reaching retirement and age and stuff like that, and I've told them, like, definitely get your affairs in orders, because the system is set in place to rob you and steal from you. And like they say, man, it's a you will own nothing and be happy society, except for how do they, expect you to be happy. But I'm not going to go into too personal of details, with stuff we're dealing with anyway. All I can tell you is, my grandma has worked her whole life, and she, had a modest amount of money. I guess what do you consider? She wasn't rich or anything by far. A few $1,000s, couple $1,000s, and stuff like that. Um, but she always had good insurance and stuff like that, and was taken care of. And until up recently, when we realized is like she needed more help and stuff like that, we looked into like the visiting angels and like in-home doctors and stuff like that, which is just ridiculous. Like, I think those people wanted like $50 an hour, which, I mean, you just do the math. I mean, it was multiple $100s a day, and like thousands of dollars a month. So just to put it in perspective, she would have ran out of funds within, like a month and a half, maybe 2 months. And we were just like, okay, so that's not, attainable. And then, we looked into homes and applying for Medicaid or Medicare. I forget, which one it is, but I mean, essentially, they're like, oh yeah, you can't have any money in the bank. It has to all be spent. So you have to end up using that care anyway. And if we knew this ahead of time, this is all one of those foresight things, and why you need to educate your fellow freedom fighters and family and friends that if you have any money in the bank and you're getting of age and stuff, like there are other systems in play that you can use, which we didn't know, and basically got taken advantage of. But um supposedly there is some kind of gifting process in order, but we were too late for that, because we were already in the paperwork stage and already in the application and stuff like that. But um like, I think you can gift somebody like a one-time gift of like up to, maybe it was like 20 or $40,000. I don't even know. I mean, look into it. I'm sure every state or localities are different, or maybe it's a one fits all federal law. I'm not sure, but you can gift a certain amount of money, a one-time gift to somebody, so that can get some of your money out of the bank account. Um, there's different avenues, I think, of like wills and trust fund stuff that they can't touch certain items. And another trap I've been seeing is like, they'll use your home as collateral. So they can even take your home for you too if you sign on to these some of these programs. So you definitely need to look into that. And um but like I said, man, I've just been seeing a lot of people talk about that, and I think it all stemmed from the Luigi thing. When that happened, a lot of people were like in similar situations and talking about the scams that they've gone through. And like I said, every time I've dealt with any kind of insurance or anything like that, I'm just like, it's ridiculous. And I think I've talked about him before, but I don't know if any of you guys are subscribed to Wall Street Apes. I mean, he's a pretty good channel, and I I'm pretty sure I've talked about him before. But he posts a broad span of topics, and he's not really like a political channel per se. I mean, he is. I mean, he posts, but he's not like um I don't know how to say it. I mean, he really just kind of um, hits on different topics of. He posts video kind of like a libs of TikTok style, where he posts like different creators videos where they're just complaining about, oh man, the insurance scammed me out of this, and they took all my money on that, or they won't cover this. Or he talks about he just posted this video like a couple of days ago or something about this chick that got scammed out of her student loan bills or whatnot. And there's some kind of clause or something in these student loan bills, like if you don't pay them off at a certain time, the interest rate grows or something. And she ended up with more debt than she originally put in. Like, she's now has to pay more for her schooling than her schooling was originally going to cost. And which, again, it favors the rich. It favors the elites, because you're in your college is, whatever, 20, $40,000, and the rich person has no problem. And again, it's not a rich person's school. I mean, if you're going to a highly coveted university, it's probably hundreds of thousands of dollars. But still, they can just pay that. They just write the check and it's off. Someone else has to, apply for loans and all this stuff, and there's all these clauses hidden in the paperwork and all this stuff, and you just end up forever a debt slave. And that's what a lot of Wall Street apes posts are about. And there's another one, I think it's Wall Street, maybe Wall Street Silver, or I think Wall Street Apes or something like that, or I think that's the other one. Maybe Wall Street Maverick or something. There's a couple accounts that do this, but um, they posted this forever renter and forever in debt, and essentially this, system that they've built, and it's leading towards, the you'll own nothing and be happy, um, you'll eat Z bugs slave, which is just, I mean, we're almost headed there, man. It's crazy. The price of, food and everything these days is like, I don't know how people are living, man. Like, we just got ice cream the other, I mean, granted, I was out on vacation and it's like a touristy spot and stuff like that, but scoop of ice cream is $10, and it's like, what the hell is going on, man? And I mean, yeah, some other places, I'm going some other places, but and we were out there like on the boardwalk and stuff like that, and like fries or whatnot like that. A thing of fries was like $7, $10 for a burger, $8 hot dogs and stuff like that, and you're just like, yo, it's crazy. And I mean, even one of my favorite pizza places I've always gone to, um, is like $10 a slice now. And I mean, granted, this place is it's good pizza. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's like, brick oven, authentic, and you get huge slices. So I mean, um, it's really good. But I mean, when I was a kid, it was like $4 or $5, so it's literally doubled. And I mean, we talked about, I think, in my precious metals video about inflation and um, how that's all going. You can still get your $10, Pizza Hut or Papa John's, Domino's, whatever style pizza, but like a good, slice of pizza. And then the full pizza costs like $45, $50. So, I mean, just going out and the price of things now is like, it's freaking ridiculous. But, and you see it shopping everything. I mean, we talked about the price of eggs and, how that all went up. And, um, soda's another thing, man. Coca-Cola just about, dropped me to the floor last time I bought a case of that. It was like $10 a pack. And I remember a while back, I think around COVID, they were talking about like it was aluminum can shortage or something like that. And when they said this is the new normal, I was one of the few people that were saying like they're not just talking about the masks and the lockdowns, and they were talking about the economy. They were talking about the inflation and the scarcity of materials and the price of things and the future of where we're headed. And I guess that's, I'm kind of wrapping it up here, where the future is the you'll own nothing and you won't be happy and you'll eat Z bugs and you're gonna get priced out of um life, essentially. And I mean, it's killing me, and I know a lot of people are feeling it. And I mean, if you're, it's gonna lead to the point, man, where like if you're, it's a war on the poor is essentially what it is. And then that's where you got those Luigi's and people are praising him. And um a lot of the times they say a lot of the political issues and stuff we have, it's not a um what do they say, like all these other wars, right? There's the race wars and stuff they're trying to push. They try to push those wars, the culture wars and the race wars, and divide the people, because the real war is a class war, and that's where we're headed. And they're pricing everybody out, and you can't afford nothing. It's ridiculous, man. Even fast food, um, like burgers and stuff. Just going to McDonald's, which used to be like the cheapest thing ever, is like, $15 for a meal. And you're just looking around like, what the heck's going on? And then everything else on top of it. Like I say, I mean, your bills, they're raising, um, water bills, electric bills, price of everything. And by the time you have nothing left over for anything else, like I said, my phone has been freaking broken for like a year now or something like that. And looking at the price of these phones and these, other phone contracts, it's ridiculous, man. And just let me know, man. Are you guys having problems? Or let me know what's most expensive in your life, what you're, having trouble getting a hold of, or trying to get. And Trump's saying the economy's so great, and he came out and said, consumer spending is better than ever, and all these companies are doing great, and it reminded me of this boomer meme I saw one day, this like old guy pumping gas, and he's like, Trump said gas is $1.80, and he's like, or he was saying, oh, this $1.80 gas is great, and then it's got like a pan of the background of the gas prices, and it's like $3.50, $3.80, $4, and it's like Trump thinks he can just announce it, oh, gas is $1.80, and everyone just pumps their gas and goes, oh, it's $1.80, and he thinks he can just will it into existence or something, and say, oh, economy's great, and everyone's spending, and everyone has extra capital and extra money, and we talked about him putting forth the $600 checks, and how really it's only going to lead to more hyperinflation, and but you should still take the money, you should still use it. Again, use it against them, use it against the system, and do things to help you, as we talk about preparedness, get food, water, definitely self-defense. We talk about that a lot because you're going to need that in these upcoming days of civil unrest, and, the future is unsure. It's definitely going to be a violent, you know, uncertain future of a lot of people lashing out, and lots of problems I see, man. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up on that one. Again, let me know, what you're thinking about all this stuff. It's crazy, man. It's a crazy, crazy world. But till the next one, man, you know what it is. We are on our own. Nobody's coming to save us. So get right with God, because only God can save you. Freedom fighters out.